Hey everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. We're in Zelonka and this is episode 9. We are in March and it is pouring rain and it looks like it's going to rain all morning. However, we bought some fields. So, we owned all of these, but we now own these 4 fields. So we are expanding. We're going to do soybeans in one, and I think I'm going to go sorghum in the other. That way we only have to get one header for the combine that we lease. I sold all of our greenhouses, and I also sold the water tower thing. So we are no longer going to depend on the greenhouses, and we have $254,000 currently in the bank account. I leased this Fendt tractor and this plow that you can get in the mod hub. I went with the 9 meters. We're going to expand this farm a little bit, clean out the edges, get as much ground as we can, and then we have to go connect all those other fields that we bought. So we'll go ahead and jump in here. And the nice thing is, it's raining, but it doesn't matter. We can still plow. So we're going to go over here. And I don't think I'm going to extend this much, if at all. I think that is working just fine. However, I am going to come over here and we're going to expand this. So we need to allow create fields, drop the plow, and we're going to go all the way around the edge of this field and get rid of all the grass headlands. Alright, as you can see, the gray area is all the headlands that we removed and are now plantable acres. So this field is done, and now we need to jump over to these 4 fields and get them all connected into one. Field 35 does have canola currently planted in it, but we're going to go ahead and plant over that. I'm going to use the Kinsey direct drill because it'll do both liquid fertilizer and seed, and it is quite the nice planter. So we will be using that for planting this year, and we'll just direct drill or direct seed right through it. So we will take this over and get started in that other field. All right, we're over here. We're going to get started. I'm going to drop it down, and since there's a roadway just on the other side of this creek, I'm going to go ahead and tear this roadway out and extend it all the way to the edge of this creek here, and I'll do the same thing running the other way as well. But we'll hurry up, get these hammered out, and hopefully it's done raining by the time we get finished. All right, I'm going to get out here, and you can see the new mud graphics here. See, it's splattered all over the hood. Tires are absolutely caked in it. Front end's a disaster. Giants did do a pretty good job on that. Now, it is pretty much simply aesthetic. It doesn't affect how the tractor's running. As you can see, I'm going to pull this plow right through all this mud, no problem. Doesn't hurt a thing. But we'll go ahead. We got a couple passes left, and we will have this section all finished up as well. Alright, we're finishing up this last pass here, and this should have all 4 of these fields completely connected and made into one big field. And as you can see, we're plowing in the canola because we're not doing canola. So we'll go ahead and do steering assist, and yep, steering assist now shows one big field. That is absolutely perfect. So we'll head back to our farm and see what else we need to get done here in March. Alright, it is now afternoon here in March and the rain has quit. And since this grass is ready to be mowed, I figured why not? We can't plant until April anyway. So we're going to go ahead, get this mowed, get it windrowed, and get it baled. So I went ahead and leased all the equipment. Cost me about 30 grand or so. It's looking like I probably should have got a little more powerful tractor. Might be regretting that, but nothing we can do about it now. And yeah, we'll get all of this done. It's we're going to make more than enough silage to go ahead and pay for all of the equipment that we just leased. So gives us something to finish out the rest of this month. So went ahead, hired a worker. He's going to go ahead and mow this, and once he gets far enough ahead, I'll jump in the other tractor and start windrowing. Well, as you can see, I didn't make it but one pass really before I went ahead and changed out tractors. I now have a giant tractor on the mower, but that other tractor just wasn't cutting it. It was too close to the horsepower limit, and it was only running about 3 mile an hour up a small hill, and I couldn't take it. So, switch tractors, and I'm going to have the AI worker run this one, and once he gets out ahead, we'll go ahead and get to windrowing with the small tractor. All right, we're doing just a little bit of cleanup here, getting a couple little spots that the AI worker didn't get. Not a surprise, this field is a little misshaped right now because of me plowing out the headlands and stuff. No big deal. Just got to get this little bit here on the end, and the mowing will be officially finished. I planned on using that smaller tractor for the baler. However, it's even struggling with the windrower a bit, so I think I'm just going to keep using the big tractor. It may end up looking a little goofy, but that's okay. So we'll go ahead and get that mower returned because we no longer need the mower. And we can hook this up to the baler quick, have it parked, and finish the windrowing. And the AI went the opposite direction that I like to go on this field while it was mowing, but no big deal. As you can see, there's still a few spots missed. Yet again, not a real big deal. We'll just go ahead and finish out this windrowing and get to baling. All of the windrowing done, so we are now ready to bale. And I went ahead and picked up this round baler out of the Mod Hub. So it will bale up to 180 centimeter bale. It is the Pottinger brand, and it will do 150 centimeter silage bales. So that's what we're going to go with. I'm not sure how this is going to go. Hopefully, it goes better than the last round baler I tried, but I'm not sure. So we'll get over here. I'm going to start on the long row here, and we're at 150 centimeter bales. Turn on automatic drop, turn it on, lower it down, and away we'll go. And see how this works. Not entirely sure how this is going to go. Alright, so we can go ahead and keep baling while it's wrapping. And this is going significantly better than that last baler. Alright, that's not too bad. So we'll hurry up, get this finished, and catch up with you when I'm done. Alright, we are officially done baling. And we have 75 bales here. And we did nothing over the winter. No added fertilizer, nothing. You can see all those silage bales out there. And if we take a look at the soil compilation, we're still sitting at 50% fertilized. So apparently grass does not drop below 50%, which is interesting and not expected. But I will go ahead and return this baler because we're done with that baler. And I'll go grab the trailer and we can start picking up all these bales. I have no idea where I'm going to store them, but I'm sure we can find a spot somewhere out of the way that's not too big of a problem to get to. But yeah, 75 bales. I was not expecting that many. That is a very nice little like bonus check that we're going to get whenever we get these sold. So we'll put it into the operating position and we'll go around and start getting all these picked up. This tractor's definitely a little big, kind of a ridiculous setup being this way, but you know what? We're going to make do. So we'll get these 75 bales picked up. I'm not sure. We'll have to keep an eye out throughout the summer, see if what the prices do, see if they peak sometime during the summer. But if not, no big deal. We can go ahead and sell during the winter, probably December, January, like we did this last year. But I'm going to go ahead, go around, get all these picked up, and then find a spot to put them. That's going to be the tough part, is finding a spot out of the way to get rid of all these. Okay, after many attempts to get these bales set down, with the way this trailer picks them up, those back two always fall off. The stack doesn't stay very nice. So, we're going to park. We're going to place all of these over here in the neighbor's yard because my yard just isn't big enough. I tried 4 or 5 times, different spots, and I don't own any bale storage that's small enough to go in my small farmyard. So we're just kind of screwed, to be honest. So I went ahead, decided I'm going to put it over on the neighbor's property. I'm sure they won't mind. And as I'm going through here, picking these bales up, you can see there's quite a few spots that got missed by that baler. However, I was pretty happy with it, to be entirely honest. It wasn't as good as the quick baler from FS22, but it did do a pretty good job. All the spots that missed were missed on the right side of the baler. So I don't know if that was a steering assist issue that I didn't realize I did something wrong. If I set the width wrong, it's entirely possible. Or if it was just the way that baler works. But regardless, I was pretty happy with the way that baler worked. It went quickly, and yeah, I really have no complaints. If I got to do any more silage baling, I will definitely be using that one. And these round bales at 150 centimeters are 5,500 liters. So the square bales we did last year were 220 centimeter square bales, and those are 6,000 liter. So we took almost as much grass off of this by doing no work to the field as we did putting all the work into the field, which I'm not really sure what to think on that. But to me, it tells me just plant the grass and leave it alone. And it's not worth putting all the extra fertilizer down because I also cut a lot of this field off by doing the tillage, doing the plowing to extend the headlands here. I made sure to cut into the grass because I honestly didn't think I was going to mow anything this year. Thought we'd just direct drill through it right away, but I decided to go ahead and mow it since it was ready for harvest and there's nothing to do in March. And I'm very, very surprised with the outcome. So yeah, from now on, any grass that I need to do, I'm honestly just gonna plant it and leave it alone until proven different that it's going to, yield much, much higher by putting all the extra cost into the fertilizer and the time for the extra passes through the field. As of right now, to me, that does not seem to be cost effective whatsoever. So we're going to get these last few bales picked up here. We're going to have 3 left. So that gives us 3 full loads and the small partial. And I got to go through the headlands and make sure I didn't miss any. The black bale wrap I thought was going to be a cool idea until I dropped the first one on the dirt and realized, oh, that's a lot harder to see than I might have thought. So, pick those 3 up, make a quick loop around, make sure I didn't miss any, and we're done with the baling. All right, well, I do believe that will do it for March. We have all the grass mowed, and I think we're about ready to go ahead and plant. So, I will see you guys in April. Welcome into April, everyone. I went ahead and leased the Kinsey planter, and we're going to do sorghum and soybeans this year. That'll make it easy. We only need to get 1 header for the combine, and sorghum also sells in January. Sunflowers, they sell in March. That gives us a couple of months head start because I do think with all of our leasing costs and the loan costs, we're going to be really pushing it. The silage is definitely going to help. That looks like with no more than the price fluctuates. As soon as those bales are ready, we will go ahead and get those sold off, and we might expand on fields, but I do think the best thing would be to start paying that loan down. However, we do need to make sure that we keep enough so that we can lease a combine here in the fall, and it's going to need to be one of the big ones because we have a lot of ground to cover. And speaking of a lot of ground to cover, I better go ahead and get in this tractor and get to planting because there is a lot to get done here. But we'll go ahead and get down here in the corner, get unfolded, make sure we have the right seed. All right, we're going to do soybeans here, and we'll do sorghum in the new field. And we'll get our steering assist lined up here. Looks like 2 passes. All right, I like that. So we'll get it fired up. We'll get lined up here, and we will take off. Not sure why it's wanting me to do that. I might have to come back through next year with the plow and straighten this out a bit. But we'll get it fired up. We'll drop it down. And we'll take off. And that's why. Oh, what a way to get this video, or this planting season going, huh? Alright, so those do have collisions. Perfect. I should have known, but lesson learned. And I do have to say, for everything we can do in this video game, planting is definitely one of my favorite things to do, for sure. I don't know why, but I really enjoy planting in the spring. Combining is fun. The selling at the market is obviously great, but planting, definitely one of my top favorite parts about this game. So I'm going to go ahead, get this hammered out, and I'll catch up with you guys when I'm getting it finished. Well, we didn't have quite enough seed to finish that field, so ran over, bought some more seed, bought some more fertilizer because we were running way low on both. So we'll go ahead, finish these last couple of passes in this one, and our soybeans will be done planting. And we will be moving on to sorghum. And when we go ahead and get the planting done, we'll also return the planter, make sure we empty it out so we don't lose our seed and fertilizer. But we'll also go ahead and spray our herbicide. I'm not sure how the rest of the world does it, but here in Iowa, pre-emergence is definitely a big thing. Getting the field sprayed before the crops come up. So depending on how it goes, some people get the pre-emergence sprayed before the planting gets done, and others get it done right after the planting, but before this crop actually pops up out of the ground. And doing it that way in this game ensures that we never get weeds. I'm not sure if it's meant to be that way or if that's just an oversight by Giants. Regardless, it's definitely an advantage, and I encourage absolutely everyone to take advantage of it. Because then you don't get the ugly spots in the field where weeds have popped up and died, and you don't get that yield knock from having weeds in the field. So it works out pretty well. And we're just about finished here with the soybeans. Soybeans do require a lot of seed. It's not like canola that uses hardly any seed at all. Soybeans do use a bunch of seed. So we have this field done. We'll go ahead and get switched over to our sorghum. And I'm not going to hot rod it across the creek. So we'll fold up and then we'll head across here on the road. Not a big deal. This planter does fold up and unfold pretty quickly. So not a big deal by any means. And we'll go ahead and get unfolded. And I don't know why the GPS is doing what it's doing. I guess maybe I'm too close to some trees. So we'll just have to run it without the GPS on this end of the field. Not a big deal by any means, just more of an annoyance than anything that it would set up that way. But we'll go ahead, get this sorghum done. Shouldn't take me too long here. Fire it up, drop it down, and hopefully I don't clip any more trees or buildings or anything else. I gotta be honest, that first pass in the last field was a bit rough a couple of times. Alright, we're finishing up this last little bit here, and our planting will be officially done. So, planting for year 3 is now complete. And we had just enough liquid fertilizer to get it done. However, the sorghum barely uses any seed. So we have more than enough seed for next year and probably the year after, to be honest. We'll see how much we can expand here. But we'll head home, get this planter emptied out, get it returned, and hook up to the sprayer. And we will start putting down some herbicide. All right, we're back here on the home place field, and we're getting ready to spray some herbicide. So I'll go ahead, get my steering assist set up, and I don't hate that. So that's what we're going to go with. So we will fire it up, turn on the sprayer. Whoop. Let's try this again, shall we? All right, there we go. So we'll get all of this herbicide sprayed here, get both of these fields done, and we won't see a single weed growing. And after we get this done, I do believe I might just go ahead and look for some of the collectibles. There's all kinds of collectibles in this map. There's 50 of them total, I do believe. So I think we'll go ahead, look for some of those. I've only picked up one so far. and see if we can't get a little extra money here because we're absolutely going to need it. But we'll first get this field sprayed out, and then we'll move on to our sorghum field. Well, we're about halfway done spraying this field, and we are spraying with herbicide. I'm not going to do any more fertilizer this year. We've only got a couple of thin spots, not enough for me to really worry about. However, in case you're worried about spraying the herbicide, not knowing where you have or haven't been, you can see the ground changes color. It's a little bit lighter color behind the sprayer and darker in front of it. So that's a good way to know when you're spraying herbicide where you need to start and stop, and it makes life a lot easier. And then, like I said before, there will be zero weeds in this field. Well, we're finishing up our last pass here, spraying the herbicide on the home place farm, and as you can tell, we're down to less than 300 liters of herbicide. So having that saddle tank up front makes all the difference in the world. Instead of me having to load up multiple times to get this field sprayed, I was able to do it all one time, one pass, and it's finished. But we'll go over here, we'll refill, get it all topped off, and we have our second field that we'll need to get sprayed off here. All right, we're up here on our home north farm, and we're ready to get to spraying. And you can tell my GPS is looking a little strange, and that's because there's trees all along this one end. So it just wants to weave in and out of the trees. That is something I'm going to have to take care of next fall. After we get the harvest done, I'm going to have to go through and lop off all those trees. That way this can be a straight run instead of being so crooked. But we'll go ahead, get going here. Finishing up our last pass here with the herbicide on our home north field, and I completely forgot about rolling. Both of these fields will need to be rolled. They're now big enough that the leasing cost of the roller is kind of worth it. It should increase yield enough to offset the cost of that roller. So this field is done being sprayed. The other field's done being sprayed. So we're going to hurry up, get this folded up, get it back to the home place, get it dropped, and then we will go ahead and pick up the roller that I just leased and get these fields rolled out quick. And then we should be somewhere, I'm guessing 97% yield bonus on these by the time we're done, since I didn't do any mulching. I think we'll take that small hit for not mulching, but not a big deal. Well, on our way over to our north field here, I decided to take a look at these bales, and they're at 78% fermenting, so we're not going to get them sold off this month. We'll have to wait until next month. Well, we got all of the rolling done in both of our fields. We'll take a look here, and you can see that both of them are done. And we only have the few spots where it's a little thin on the fertilizer. I'm not going to worry too much about it. But if we run up here, you can see we should be at 97. Yep, we're at 97% yield bonus. All we're missing is the mulching, which, as you know, I am not going to risk mulching. It had issues. I have no idea if they've been fixed. I haven't really actually seen anybody talk about it. So I'm not going to do it. But with that said, this should finish out what we have to do for field work here in April. And I'm going to go ahead and start looking for some of these collectibles around here. They are golden apples on the Zelonka map. So we'll go ahead and find some more. Okay, we are right across the road from our home place here at this little Quonset, and we have our first golden apple of the day. So we'll go ahead and collect that, and we have 48 more to go. So we'll run around here, make sure there's not a second one hidden on this building somewhere. And it does not look like there is. So we will continue on. All right, we found our second one of the day, and it is right here at this little garage, just past the shop. So the home place is up here. There's the shop. Come down the road a little bit, and here's our second apple of the day. All right, 47 more to go. I don't know how many we'll find today. We're just going to kind of take a quick loop around some of this stuff and see what we can find. And here's our third apple of the day. This is where our second one was, and we're just right over here. And here's our third apple. So we'll go ahead and get that one collected. Making pretty good progress here. And we found another apple right here on this cart. If I can collect it. There we go. Now we got it. That is our fourth apple of the day. And it is right down here. Sitting in this little cart. One. Get that collected. And we're right here. Basically straight down the main drag. So I think we'll finish double checking this area here. And we found another. And we're in the same area. I've already checked all of these and all of those. So we're just going to check this spot over here. And we're going to call that good. All right, well, we did not find any more apples, so we're going to go ahead and call this video. And if you're liking the content, make sure you please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.